Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another scene set in A Death of a Dark Crusade Season 2. On this fine evening, we set the scene within Noble's District with Lady Madeleine, who once again is going to visit her latest heart's desire, Chancellor Bolos, one of the many advisors to the Regent, and a member of his inner circle. And Irene is coming to this meeting slightly more clear-headed than she was before. A little bit more lucid. Her step and focus less blurred by the emotions that had been swimming around in her chest just a few nights prior. And she comes to this meeting with a much different bearing than she did before, or perhaps not. Perhaps Madeleine is as enthused with Bolos as she initially believed herself to be. Who is to say but Madeleine herself? But that is where we shall start, as she approaches his home once more.
Madeline is definitely reflecting on certain things. She's brought wine, as before. But this, for her, somewhat unnatural awakening has made it quite clear that this person is not just human. He has definitely got something else going on. Whether he's wholly in control of it or not, she's not certain. But tonight, she might want to get some answers. Something is definitely off. And as she approaches, she begins to brace herself. But if the palace or the villa estate, if it's as open and welcoming as before, she will just walk in and say that the master's expecting her.
At this point, you've become something of a known commodity in the household, so you'll just let in. Nobody really. Everybody still stands on ceremony, but it's much more to the point.
Hmm.
And yes, you once again enter the household in the living room of Bolos, as he himself just sits there rather calmly, just reading a copy of the Quran. Actually, if I can.
She enters, puts the flask down, says, "Good evening. It has been a little too long in my taste."
He shuts the book And
Please be seated. It is fine. She will come over and sit down next to her.
Lady Madeline, it is so good to see you again.
It is very good to see you as well. How have the days, the week been treating you? Well, I hope.
Always. How about yourself?
Better than a long time. Having you in my mind, in my thoughts, it is quite enriching.
Likewise.
Mm. I still cannot completely explain you and your what it is you do. It is so special. But I can only hope that you would show me one day.
What did you ask him?
She's essentially saying what makes him so attractive or appealing or special. Um, and she says she don't know what it is, but she wants to find out, and she hopes that one day he will show her.
Ah, okay. Oh, am I not attractive enough right now?
Hmm. While you playing coy is not something I am against by any means. I do I do hear rumors, and
What do you mean?
I'm going to do manipulation subterfuge. And she is going to try and bullshit this guy.
Okay.
Well, I'll let you decide whether or not it's a bullshit thing. What she's gonna say that people have been telling her and saying like there are rumors going around that he is consorting with like otherworldly spirits or something.
Okay.
The thing is, she has a very very good, but that's not people telling her. Well, it's also people telling her, but it's also her own suspicion. But is that a lie, or do you want me to roll for it or not? Because she is trying to faking like it's coming from other people.
Yeah. It would definitely be a lie because you haven't received any rumors from mortals about that sort of thing. So.
That's true. Manipulation subterfuge.
Mhm.
And that is four successes? Three successes. Um, three successes, and yeah, that's it.
What other dice did I have them roll for this last time? I think it was 5. It was 5 for empathy rolls. Oh, I mean, he buys it. Um, yeah, he looks at you rather concerned.
The rumors that you have or are consorting with things that are not of this world. Satan and his ilk. That is what they say. First of all, I do not believe them. And secondly, even if it is true, I do not care.
He looks rather concerned. Um, and he says, "Well, I'm glad you don't believe them, but if I may ask, who told you this? I consider myself an open man on the matter of faith and theology, but I I will not stand for what are outright lies."
Well, do not
I
worry yourself. It is not people what I would consider in high standing in society. It is the people, well, some of the people are people I help myself. Day laborers, workers, probably someone who have worked under you or worked for you for a short time.
Still, it does not give them the right to defame me and smear my good name. More so, uh, accuse me of such a crime.
I am gonna roll to see if he is actually thinking that this is really bad or if he is trying to hide something. Because she suspects him of lying about, like, oh, how dare they defame me? And I was like,
oh yeah, he definitely thinks this is really bad.
yeah, he thinks it's bad, but does he see himself like? Is it bad because someone has found out something that they weren't supposed to find out, or is it is it bad because someone is accusing him of something he has nothing to do with?
No, do you have aura perception?
Yes, I have.
There you go. That should tell you more.
Yeah, I have rolled it.
Oh, you've rolled it?
Yeah, perception, empathy, right?
Yeah, but a passive perception empathy check is not the same as a read the soul.
Okay.
Yeah, they just use the same dice pool, but they're different. They're
Roll
different
it again.
effects. Yeah, anyone can roll perception empathy, but using it to actually read the soul for a supernatural
I
to literally
have
read their aura is
3
different.
successes.
3 successes. You can tell that he is. One sec. Let me get it up for you.
Well, isn't it like shattered? His aura.
It is. You can still see colors in it though.
Ah, okay. I thought I couldn't. Never mind.
It's very hard too. It basically raises the difficulty of a roll. I just want to see what you got. That's actually fine for you because you didn't get anything below an 8 apart from that 1 3, which wasn't going to be a success anyway. So you actually still have 3 successes. So you understand from his aura, as difficult it is to read, as incoherent as it is. Is that of let's see. You can recognize color patterns. So you can see patterns of red, um, red, silver, and hints of blue. hints of blue and white.
Light or dark blue?
Light blue. No, not light blue. Standard blue. There's light blue, blue, and dark blue.
Oh, I just can't read that. Okay.
It's not really ordered alphabetically, which doesn't help. Actually, it is ordered alphabetically on the condition end,
Well, he's clear of conscience, but
which isn't really helpful when you're trying to be ambiguous. So.
No, it's. She looks at him, just. I can help you get to these people, if this is your wish. Although I do not believe it is rumors that will garner a lot of attention. Being
But
a man
perhaps
is.
if they are forced to say such things to my face, such rumors can be put to an end and they can be held to account. I doubt they'd made such an accusation to me directly. Very easy
No.
to speak behind someone's back and accuse them of all manner of things.
Other than a front to pretty much everyone's notion of God, what else do you make of it? Devotion to something as this.
Devotion to...
A cause. I do not know exactly how it works, but a cause that is so alien or different. What normal God-fearing people do. Devil worshippers, pagans, different people that are way outside of polite society.
I do not believe the devotion to something mirroring, if not akin to, something such as Satan to be a stance worth any merit at all. Such devotion is purely destructive in nature. And while it be me, and while some may hold it out of misplaced good intention, it does not change its destructive and cruel outcomes, and far more many hold it in a nihilistic, malicious, and selfish fashion. Not with any intention to help, because most right-thinking people can understand that it does not help. To worship the devil and his ill-gotten servants is a position that can only be held by either the insane or the cruel.
She nods, or actually, she just seems to take his words into consideration. She just sits there, listens to him fairly intently. She's not staring at him, but she is looking into his eyes. And she just nods slightly.
Why do you ask?
Well, again, like we have just discussed, or at least talked of, what stock should be put in rumors, but it is not the first time I have heard of such things in the city. While misplaced accusations are thrown carelessly around, such things might come from a true source. People might be blind or see it everywhere, but perhaps there are truly people in this city who do put stock in this, who do truly worship the devil, or something to that effect. If this is the case, I want to stop it. I have heard so many rumors, the killings of strange things going on, that I honestly cannot sit idly by anymore. You understand, no?
I'm not sure if I do. Could you explain?
Mm. It has been swirling for quite some time. Disappearances. You know, the plague that hit us was a punishment from God for neither not believing or doing the bidding of something in direct contradiction to Him. You must admit that there is quite a few tragedies that have struck this city in a relatively short amount of time.
Hmm. But I would consider that a test, more so than anything else.
Hmm. A test from God?
Yes, I do not believe the occurrence of so many tragedies to be a coincidence. Clearly, there must be a greater force at play. Do you agree?
There are always greater forces at play, I believe. And you again speak the truth. I think it is very rare for people to actually see what forces are at play. You are correct. But I am honestly curious. When you think of greater powers at play, when you when you talk of this, do you think of something specific, something that is a greater power that you know of? And as she's saying that, as she's asking about that, she will use mesmerize.
Okay, what is she asking him?
He's asking what specific greater powers are you thinking of?
In relation to the tragedies?
In relation to the he said there are greater powers at work in reality or in the fate of humans in the city. And she's to asking to that and just what do you know of greater powers? What do you know of these greater powers specifically? I probably didn't succeed anyway, so
Uh,
because this guy's willpower is probably like God. So
um, yeah, I don't know. He'll simply say, "Why, God, of course."
and then again, some call him Allah, some call him Jehovah, some call him Jesus. So many different aspects of the same thing, and yet they all believe. Yet we all see the same force. It is strange, no? A unifying thing that causes so much division.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a unifying thing.
Mm, it is not, but
I don't believe that was necessarily the purpose
mm,
after all. My faith and the Christian faith came long after the Judaic faith, because our faith believed that the Judaic faith did not see the whole truth.
mm.
But perhaps it saw something different that it was missing, or perhaps we simply decided to become something different, to fill a different purpose.
Quite so.
I could not say with certainty whether our path is meant to have all of these faiths as one, or if we are to walk said path alone. All I understand that it is a matter of debate for those far more knowledgeable on the matter than I, and that it tends to swing back and forth.
I suspect it has always swung back and forth.
I don't know.
Mm. I do not know what it is, but There is something very special about you. I must say, all of these conversations, our nights together, they are very stimulating in more than one way. She'll go over, or she'll get up. She'll look at some of the books again. Just let her finger just wander on some of those books on the shelves. And she will find one. She will come over. And she will sit herself on his lap. And she'll begin to read. This time a book in Latin. She will begin to read it. She'll spend some time doing this, reading aloud from him. And yeah, she'll take some time. She'll at some point she'll put it down. I must ask you, why is it that a person like you is not married already? It baffles me, honestly. I'm not complaining, of course, but
I thought you'd be more happy that I kept my options open.
as I said, I'm not complaining. And yes, I am overjoyed by it. But hmm, a man with your ambition, I would have thought, I am merely curious. Perhaps you have 100 conquests behind you. Who knows?
I feel as if there's no right answer to that suggestion.
Well, that is correct, I suppose. But you would not get any judgment here. I like you for who you are, and whatever action you have taken, all of them in the past, has led you to the person that is before me now. And that great, whatever has happened, I am grateful for. He kisses him.
And he kisses back.
As they've sat there a little bit, she will just, just look around again. Perhaps it is your time to read? Read aloud. Let me hear your beautiful voice.
There is something I'd like to show you. Perhaps something that might answer some of your queries.
Oh?
Come with me.
She gets up Smiles.
You guys begin to head down. Uh,
Why did you sound like you had a stomach ache right there?
sorry, I was yawning.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay. It just sounded weird.
But yeah, you guys begin to head down stairwell. And you make your way down to the first basement level floor. There's a couple of them. And as you enter the room, you see a fair number of books, like a library shelf. It's a fairly small room, but the shelf covers one full wall. It covers the entirety of the right wall. On the left side, there's a desk. On the back side, it's just completely plain. But in the center, you see a rather strange setup. Would you like to roll me Perception Occult?
Da, 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 here we fucking go. It's time to botch, I can feel it. Oh well. 2 successes. I actually make it.
Okay, this looks like a well, it's a binding circle of some kind. Well, it's not really. It doesn't really look. It looks odd. It's not like a stereotypical binding circle at all. There's no. There is no evil pentagram or blooded diagram or anything like that.
She will have a look around and she will just say,
This this isn't where I first met my guardian angel, but this is where I speak to him now.
smiles, nods, says, I see.
You can see actually at the the back wall is plain, like the little circle. a little binding circle. In front of it, there is actually a small shrine. That is purely Islamic in nature.
Oh, okay. But what I've seen so far, would it be fair to suggest that this guy is probably summoning something different?
Make me an intelligence occult roll, difficulty 7.
I have 5 successes. Six successes. Or is he being deceived, perhaps?
6 successes. Yeah, there shouldn't. If you can't, you don't. So you understand that to summon something, anything in general, you need some. You generally need something that connects you to what you're trying to summon.
Mm-hmm.
This can be anything from a relevant item that was once in that person's, and this applies to people, not just spirits, angels, demons. It's known as the principle of identity in sorcerer terms. In fact, as a blood magician yourself, you understand this term quite intimately.
It's tied to the Islamic religion, by what I see.
Well, the problem that is one of the possible sympathetic ties to whatever's being summoned, but what you see from the circles that this how the circle is designed is just all wrong. The very idea of summoning an angel is highly doubtful, considering that the only incidences you've ever heard of it are complete hearsay at best, and 99% of the time complete chicanery. You have heard of demons being summoned, and you know that on the rare occasion, somebody's actually turned out to be correct.
And I've seen them having people connected to them. Very vividly, she remembers Margot being connected to one.
Yes, you wouldn't really know how to summon an angel just because the very idea of one being summoned.
Madeline is probably
more. It would take. It would take the creature's name to be summoned. You know, this is how demons are also summoned.
Yeah, you need their
by
true
mentioning their name, usually their celestial name rather than their true name. To possess their true name is to possess complete control over the creature.
That's true. That's right. Yeah, that's true.
Celestial name is enough to gather a spiritual creature's attention. This you don't usually use summoning circles to bind angels. In fact, the very idea of binding an angel makes no sense. Angels are benevolent in nature. You wouldn't need to bind it. It would be more likely to offer assistance than anything else. For whatever purpose that it has been summoned for, as long as it is benevolent in nature. In fact, summoning circles are usually created as a matter of security, usually when you're summoning something unstable and dangerous or malicious.
But
usually a malevolent spirit.
The circle was all wrong, right?
Oh, yeah. The very idea of creating a summoning circle for an angel doesn't make much sense. Okay. Unless you believe that the angel would attack you. Because obviously it's a binding circle. It's meant to summon something, but also to keep it in a specific place. You could, in theory, summon something without a summoning circle, and it could still move around fairly normally. The rules get fairly complex with spiritual creatures. You've heard that
But this
some
guy's
spirits need to possess people, others don't need to, others can go freely, others are forbidden from harming anyone, others live off of violence. But you do actually recognize this summoning circle. One moment. But yeah, you recognize this. The same circle as was in that one hovel you raided just a week ago.
Oh, god damn it. This guy seems convinced that he's not, like... It's my guess that this guy is being caroused or perhaps being duped or tricked by someone, since he does not seem to feel as those, like, he seems fairly genuine when he's talking about this. Well, he has been. She she would look at him, smile, and she would just say, "This is amazing. It is beautiful." Is this your own work?
No, it was only after I met my protector that I endeavored to learn how to keep them close.
I see. It's beautiful.
I could try bringing them to you now if you wish. But I do, obviously, I do not wish to rouse a holy being for the purposes of self-indulgence.
You would know more than I. But perhaps we should have, you or both of us should have more reason than just to look upon it. I would, obviously you know more than I do. It is one of God's messengers. I would not take time for it. I would have meaningful conversation with it. Not merely to say, well, nothing.
I would not have told you this if I did not trust you completely. From if I am to be completely honest with you, do you know that lines of power mark your spirit?
lines of power?
You radiate it in your soul.
If
A
if
woman of
this
far greater faith, yet also of a more open mind than any I've ever met.
well, I am sensing that this is not simple flattery, and for that you have my utmost thanks. I follow my convictions, hold true to them as much as possible, always.
It is also why I was concerned about these accusations of demon consortment. I doubt many would understand the difference between an angel and a demon, if I'm completely honest with you.
Clearly the thinking of people who have absolutely no idea what true divinity is.
And I would not wish my protector to turn on those who were simply ignorant or misunderstanding.
Rest assured, I will quell these rumors for you. I will do my utmost to make sure that everyone sees the truth.
Thank you, Madeleine.
That that the Lord has bestowed a great blessing on this city. Do you see something about me? You said it radiated from my being.
Yes, it is strange. You are possessed of many colors and great power, but it is paler than most.
Paler?
Almost as if you are only half here.
Strange. Perhaps at a different night, when I have, or day, when I have rested well, we can ask your protector if there is something I can, what this means, or some such. Yeah, she sees nothing about him. She's just trying to gauge his emotional state, but she's completely. Well, I fail. So, um, yeah, she just stands there and she just says, "You sound a bit concerned."
This is the first time I've told anyone this. So there is some tension.
I hope this will help. with attention. And she will kiss him very deeply. Wrap her arms around him. She will part ways and she just looks at him and smiles. I thank you for the trust you have shown me.
You have my thanks for your discretion. Thank you.
I look forward to the guidance of your breath and audience once I have prepared, I suppose. What questions? I must consult scripture. What questions could you have for one of God's? I do not even know where to begin.
And let us take this one step at a time. I think I've already made enough surprises for one evening, so.
Quite so.
Well then, I think of that. Would it be okay for us to end the scene now?
We can.
In which case, thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We see you all next time.